Hi, my name is Mark Miller. I'm president of Alumni Varsity D. This morning, we're here to honor some outstanding alumni and alumna in several different categories, and helping with presenting the awards today is our president, Rich Mankey. We're going to begin the presentation today with an outstanding individual and athlete. Would Ben Davis please come forward? The Defiance College community, alums, and friends are excited to recognize Ben Davis by retiring his DC jersey number 48 today. Ben started at DC in 1964. He commented, "I went to Defiance because I was looking for the same type of environment as my prep school. I was in the band in high school, but I decided to go out for football in college. By the time we were seniors, we were undefeated. He led the team to an undefeated 9-0 season during his senior year and received honors as Little All-American." Ben, it's a doggone good thing that you went to Defiance College, I'm telling you right now. After college, he went to play for the Cleveland Browns, 10 years, and the Detroit Lions for 3 years. He holds several records that still exist today. After his pro career in 1982, Davis co-founded and served as president of the Telecable Broadcasting of America, TBA, a cable TV provider in the greater Cleveland area. TBA was one of the first African-American owners, owned and operated cable TV companies in the United States. Davis started another cable TV company in Jefferson Township, a suburb of Dayton, Ohio, in 1986, which he later sold to the Central Corporation. In 1989, Davis started a radio station in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 94.1 FM, and he ran that for 5 years, eventually selling the station to Shamrock Communications. In 1990, Davis created the Brit Business Systems in Cleveland, Ohio, which sold and serviced Xerox office equipment in Cleveland and the surrounding suburbs. Davis operated Brit for 17 years until his retirement in 2007. Ben's official recognition today will be during the halftime ceremonies. Ben is joined today by his wife Sylvia, his son Ben Davis III, his daughter Cecily Davis Carter, and his grandson Logan Carter. Ben Davis, congratulations.
Thank you, honorees and guests. Good morning. What an incredible honor. To have my football jersey retired is something I never imagined. Football has been a part of my life, and this moment is truly humbling. I share this award with my family who are here today. Why don't you guys stand up? I first began playing football at a prep school in Maine, Bridgeton Academy. Because of its affiliation with the United Church of Christ, I chose Defiance, and also due to its small student-to-teacher ratio and the opportunity to continue playing football. This award from the Alumni Varsity is not just mine. It is to be shared with so many people who are part of this journey. But I want to take a moment to speak about the teachers and coaches at Defiance College who played such an important role in my development, not just as an athlete, but as a person. The lessons I've learned in the classroom was just as important as those on the field. Professor Garnett Smith, my business education professor, always pushed me to think critically and see the bigger picture beyond football. Thank you for challenging me to grow intellectually and for preparing me for life beyond the game. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible coaches who shaped me as both a player and a person. Thank you, Coach Richard Small, who taught me how to run efficiently and pushed me to improve my technique. I remember a specific moment after being traded from Cleveland to the Detroit Lions where I intercepted a pass. And Greg Pruitt, who was playing for the Browns at the time and is here today, was in pursuit. I ran, stand up, Greg, stand up. Okay, I ran 67 yards with nothing in front of me but the goal line. And Greg was on my heels. In that moment, I recall Coach Small talking about efficient running. Now, Greg is 7 years younger than me and faster, much faster. And I outraced him for 67 yards to a touchdown. And what upset me the most, though, was he tackled me in the end zone. Coach Small's guidance truly made a large impact on my game. When I was with the Browns, I was the shortest player on the team. But when Greg arrived in 1973, I was so happy because he became the shortest player on the team. And I always made sure I stood by him when we were taking pictures. A good football team always has a great trainer. Skip Boschler was just that. He and his staff were able to cure your elements while protecting you on the field and getting you back in the game faster. And I had a lot of injuries, 2 broken legs, a broken hand, and Skip was able to make a fiberglass protector so that I could play and not be harmed any further. Thank you, Skip, who said he couldn't make it today, but you were always there when I needed you. In the spring of my freshman year, I was ready to leave Defiance. I felt I wasn't good enough to play football here, and I was lonely and isolated. Just when I was about to give up, Kirk made an offer. The only scholarship he was able to give me at that time was a cafeteria ticket. Board, we called it. I mean, you had to find a place to stay, but at least I could eat. It showed me that someone believed in me, and it encouraged me to stay, work hard, and prove myself on and off the field. What followed were correspondence over the summer on how to lift weights, run, get in football shape. And the next few years, I started at right halfback and culminated with an undefeated, untied football team my senior year. Kirk, is he here? Please stand up if you're here, Kirk. Okay. It all wouldn't have happened if Kirk did not enter my life. Now, as I reflect on my senior year, I couldn't help but think about my teammates. Would all my teammates stand up that were on the undefeated football team? I know we saw a few last night. Three of us, there were 5 of us as seniors, and 3 of them have already been inducted into the Defiance College Hall of Fame. I want to take a moment now to recognize Gary Sugar and Ron Seymour, who were instrumental in our success that year. Their hard work and dedication deserve to be honored as well, and I believe they should be inducted into the Hall of Fame here alongside our achievements. George Smart, who's around us, and he couldn't make it today, but I'm sure he knows what's going on. This is his building. George Smart, our quarterback, Jose Ariano, our defensive linebacker, our 2 co-captains, myself, and Gary and Ron. You know, it's important to remember that great teams are built on the contributions of every player, and their legacies are intertwined with ours. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my Teague brothers. You all were instrumental in me having a social life here and being able to lean on someone when I needed help scholastically, academically, or whatever. Now, okay, I graduated. Professional football wasn't an option for me. I had a job already lined up as a teacher down in Princeton, outside of Cincinnati. But then I found out that the Browns were interested. They decided to draft me in the, let's see, the 17th round, and I was the 439th player drafted. Okay, this was just a few choices away from Mr. Irrelevant, who they talking about. With Jim Brown retiring, Leroy Kelly moved into the running back position, and they needed someone to replace Leroy on the punt and kick returns. I proved to the coaches that my ability to run and catch the ball could fill that position. I made the team, and I led the league in punt returns my rookie year. That following year, I learned and played the position of cornerback, and I still hold the record for 7 consecutive interceptions. Thank you. We were chatting last night, and it probably would never be broken because, you know, every game I intercepted a ball. And I'll tell you why I did that. The other corner on the other side was Irish Barnes. He was a 7-year veteran at that time. And here comes Ben Davis from Defiance College out on the field at the right cornerback. And every quarterback challenged me and thought that they could take advantage of me. And that's how I got all those passes thrown to me, and I intercepted 7. In 5 of the 7 years I was with the Browns, we made the playoffs, and in 2 of those years, we reached the NFL championship game, and that was a tremendous thrill. We lost to Baltimore Colts in one of them, and they went on to lose to the Jets in the '69 Super Bowl. And the second was a loss to Minnesota Vikings that went on to lose to Kansas City. And those 2 Super Bowls verified the AFL as a competing league in professional football. Now I'll tell you, I was kidded many times by teammates. Greg went to OU, Asuna, Duke, Notre Dame. Those were my teammates. Ohio State, Alabama, those were my teammates. And they always kidded me about, they wanted to know where Defiance was. And who did you guys play? They said that I put Defiance on the map. I corrected them, and I said, no. Defiance College put me on the map. All right. It's a pleasure being here with you, and I'll see you at halftime. And before I leave, this is what everybody does now to football teams. On count of 3, I want everybody to say, "Go Yellow Jackets." Okay, everybody say, "Go Yellow Jackets." Okay, 1, 2, 3. Go Yellow Jackets! Thank you.
Alumni whose lives exemplify high principles and who are becoming outstanding leaders in their profession and community, bringing honor to Defiance College and demonstrating promise of further distinction. At this time, would Harvey Hyman join the president and me on stage? Harvey received his Juris Doctor from the University of Toledo in 2009 and Master of Business Administration from Defiance College in 2016. In 2010, Harvey was admitted to practice law in the state of Ohio in the federal bankruptcy court and joins his father's law firm, Hyman and Hyman, in Paulding, Ohio that same year. Harvey has taught law classes as an adjunct instructor for pre-law and paralegal classes at both Defiance College and Northwest State Community College. He serves and volunteers on many organizations in Paulding: the Paulding Chamber of Commerce, past Vice President of United Way of Paulding County, past President of Paulding Hands of Hope, board member of the Community Improvement Corporation of Paulding, Community Revitalizing Paulding board member, and Paulding Kiwanis member. Harvey resides in Paulding with his wife, Casey Hyman, and their 4 children. Congratulations, Harvey. We now honor our ties to the original Schauffler College with the presentation of the Schauffler Legacy Award. Would Rebecca Sanford, Professors Elysia Yakos-Brown, and Tess Salisbury please join the President on stage for the presentation of the Schauffler Legacy Award for Social Work. Rebecca L. Sanford graduated from Defiance College in 2004 and has her PhD in RCSW. She is an associate professor and BSW program coordinator in the School of Social Work and Human Services at Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops, British Columbia, where she also maintains a counseling practice specializing in working with people who are impacted by suicide, as well as people who work in the helping profession. Rebecca provides individual and group interventions for traumatic bereavement, and she is involved in community outreach efforts to promote awareness of suicide and to support people impacted by suicide. Her research interests include the impact of exposure to suicide, the suicide bereavement trajectory, disenfranchised grief and ambiguous loss, and the development and dissemination of interventions for people who are bereaved or otherwise impacted by suicide. Congratulations, Rebecca, as the 2024 Schauffler Social Work Legacy Award recipient.
Sound like the life of the party, given what I focus on. But it is in the honor of my life to be able to do the work that I do, and I owe so much of that to Defiance College. I'm the person, the social worker, and the teacher who I am because of Defiance, in large part. I started out at Defiance as an undergrad in 2001, and I always said I was a psychology and social work major. I wanted to be a child psychologist at the time, and I honestly don't know how the social work major got added. Some good fortune, someone new to suggest that I not only major in psychology but also social work. And that fall of 2001, I took Intro to Social Work with Lori Robison, and after that I said I was a social work and psychology major because I learned that I was a social worker and have been a social worker to my core. And then in 2011 I had the opportunity to come back to Defiance to teach in the spring semester. I was starting my PhD in social work at the University of Kentucky, and had the opportunity to come back and teach a couple of courses. So had the good fortune not only to become a social worker here, but become a teacher here as well, and teach alongside my mentors and people who I deeply admire and respect, Jeff Wiener and Elysia Yakos-Brown. And yeah, I just am so grateful for the opportunity to be recognized in this way, and to also pay my respect to this place, which has meant so much to me in my journey personally and professionally. So thank you.
Our next recognition is the Schauffler Legacy Award in Religion. The Reverend Jan Bechtel served Defiance College as chaplain for 30 years. She is currently working as curator of exhibits at the Andrew L. Tuttle Memorial Museum in Defiance and is married to Dr. Fred Coulter, former professor of teacher education at Defiance. Jan was unable to join us today as she and Fred are traveling, but she did provide this comment. I am honored to be awarded the Schauffler Legacy Award this year and to join so many wonderful women and men whose lives and work have inspired and challenged me. I am thankful for all the students and colleagues at Defiance College who were partners, teachers, and friends during my time there. My life and work have been enriched by their presence, care, and support. I hope that the legacy of Schauffler College will continue to inspire our students to lives of service to the world. Thank you. Congratulations, Jan, as the 2024 Schauffler Religion Legacy Award. And last but not least, it's an honor to introduce our Alumni Achievement Award recipients. This award is presented to alumni and alumni who have made outstanding achievements in their fields of endeavor and have demonstrated exemplary service to their communities and society. This year's recipients are Amanda Misencik and Kim Ford. At this time, would Amanda Misencik join the president and me on stage? Amanda majored in forensic science at DC and graduated in 2007. While at DC, she completed several internships with the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation. Amanda also received several honors while at DC. She was a Service Leader Scholar, selected to the Academic All-Conference Team in Track and Field, and a Bonner Scholar. After graduating from DC, she continued her education at Virginia Commonwealth University and received her Master of Science in Forensic Science in 2009. Currently, she's a forensic scientist in the DNA section at the Columbus Police Crime Laboratory, and prior to her current position, she worked for the Kansas Bureau of Investigation and the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation. She also completed her Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, serves on several professional organizations, and has published in the Midwestern Association of Forensic Scientists newsletter. Her career has kept her very busy, but she has always found time to volunteer in her community and with her alma mater by serving on the Defiance College Forensic Science Advisory Board. Congratulations, Amanda.
Good morning, and thank you. As a scientist, I'm actually going to start off my speech in a slightly different way. Approximately 7 background checks, 4 polygraphs, and 2 drug tests. That can be one way that I can summarize my internships and employment and career spanning the years being in the field of forensic science. But I want to bring that up for a specific reason, and I want to begin with thanking now a retired professor at Defiance College, and that would be Dr. Stephen Sondergaard. Because back when I was attending the college, he asked me to be a babysitter for his 2 children. Little did I know that years later, when an agent from the Kansas Bureau of Investigation was doing my background check, that apparently being a babysitter for people's children would come into play to get a job. And so began me getting my first actual job in the field of forensic science. So I am forever grateful for the fact that I was his babysitter. But in all seriousness, I am very truly humbled and honored to receive this recognition from the college. I thank those who nominated and also selected me for this award. I want to thank my mother and my father for all their support throughout my career, and especially thanking my mom, who is here today, because she helped me along the process, moving from one state to another state and then to another state. At least I came back to Ohio again this past year. I want to acknowledge all those other professors who helped me along the way here at Defiance. There are some former professors in the science department, Dr. Spiro Mavroidis and Dr. Eric Schurter. Both of them, as I initially started, helped guide me into doing internships, developing a research project, and advising me. It's not always easy going into the forensic field, so I appreciated all their help throughout the years. And I cannot forget to recognize Dr. Nate Griggs, who is still here. He was very kind enough yesterday to let me take over his genetic course and provide a lecture to some of the students, and I appreciated that opportunity, especially to speak to somebody who's interested in going to the field themselves and the feedback that I could give to them of what it's like. Although they're not here, I just want to also recognize the professors that I had at Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm fortunate to still have a relationship with them, and they've helped me navigate as I've made career decisions to change jobs and move from one laboratory to the next. But I also want to recognize a few individuals, while not associated with the college, had a massive impact on my direction in my career. I don't know if I hadn't crossed paths with these people if I would actually be standing here today. I want to begin with Maureen Wall. She was my high school biology and anatomy teacher, as well as my track coach at Notre Dame Cathedral Latin High School, which is outside of Cleveland. Miss Wall saw the emerging field of forensic science. She happened one time to make the decision, instead of doing the typical lab work, to just do something a little different. We had handwriting samples. I think she created debris and other things where we had to use the microscope. That really piqued my interest. She saw that interest, and she saw my potential, and she helped guide me the best way that she could to potentially going into the career in the science field. I remember the first time I ever stepped into a crime lab for a tour was with her by my side. Also, while attending NDCL, they required us to go through a senior experience to kind of get an idea of what we might be going into in the career field prior to even going to college. It was that point that I crossed paths with the now retired detective from the Yucca Police Department, Robert Pestak. He took me to the Ohio BCI Crime Laboratory in Richfield. It was interesting because before we left the lab, he was adamant that I had to get pictures in front of instruments and with a scientist in particular. The strange thing that happened, and maybe it was just kismet, was that 2 years later, when I got an internship at BCI, I ended up working with that exact same scientist. His name is Dale Laux, and after that summer, he invited me back the following summer to do another internship with him. Dale really gave me the advice how important it would be to become a member of forensics organizations, even as a student. Dale encouraged me to give a speech from the research that I'd done at a regional forensic organization, which was the first time I gave a major speech, I feel like, in my field. I wanted just to make sure that I recognized those three individuals, each in their own way impacting the beginning and foundation of my career, and then as I moved forward to work through Defiance College. Lastly, I can't forget to acknowledge somebody who's actually sitting here today, and that is Craig Rutter, because you're being honored this weekend as well. Many of us affectionately know you as coach. You were in charge of the service leader program when I was offered the scholarship, and that largely impacted my decision to become a student at Defiance College. It was over the course of those 4 years of being a service leader that undoubtedly shaped me and prepared me for my career in many other ways that I could have ever imagined outside of the classroom. Especially, I think, going on our trip to Jamaica, where we built a house for a family that I did not know, but I knew could benefit from it very much. In closing, I just want to leave everyone with a quote that has spoken to me very much over the years, and I came to realize in its own way reflects the work of us as forensic professionals. This is a quote actually by another coach, the basketball coach, John Wooden. You can't live a perfect day without doing something for someone who will never be able to repay you. And with that, I just want to thank everybody so much for this amazing award and accomplishment for my career.
At this time, would Kim Shepard Ford join the president and me on stage? Kim graduated from DC in 1989 and majored in finance and accounting. While at DC, she was on the women's basketball team. In 1991, she received her CPA, and in 2009, her MBA from the Indiana University South Bend. She began her career at Ernst & Young in Toledo shortly after graduation, and in 1997, she accepted a position as assistant controller at the Ingersoll Rand Corporation in Bryan, Ohio. She also served on the Defiance College Alumni Varsity D Board. In 2004, she moved to North Carolina, where she held several positions, and currently is in her 27th year at Ingersoll Rand. She is currently Vice President of Internal Audit at the North Carolina Corporate Office. She was the first woman financial leader to ever serve in the Controller Division at Ingersoll Rand. Currently, she lives in Mooresville, North Carolina with her husband, Steve, a DC grad of 1987. They have 2 sons, Trey and Riley. Congratulations, Kim.
So I want to thank everybody at Defiance for this recognition and award. I'm deeply appreciative and humbled. So just a couple things to share about Defiance College and the impact that it's had on my life and career. The college certainly provided me with the technical skills to readily prepare me for my career, but it was also a strong sense of community and support through my college years. I'm grateful to all the professors, administration, and support staff, many who have moved on or retired, but a number of them that I saw today, through my time at DC. But you gave me the room to explore and figure out my career path, challenged me to think outside the box, try things that were outside of my comfort zone, helped to build my self-confidence, and cared about me as a person. Always supporting me. I was a student athlete as well. Always saw professors, administrators, support staff at all of our events. Being involved in athletics at Defiance was also a very important role in my personal and professional life. My basketball coaches, Marty Litherland and Cindy Elliott, were very influential in helping me to continue to build and shape my skills of teamwork, leadership, and coaching that I've used throughout my career. Also, people like Tim Whetstone, Duane Hocking, and Diane Hughes were big influences on me during my time at Defiance. I may not have selected Defiance for the right reasons. According to my dad, I followed that boy to college. Ultimately, it turned out all right. We've been married. I've been married to Steve for 36 years. We have 2 wonderful sons. And I'm very lucky to have the support of him to pursue my career goals and to be a great life partner. DC was also a place where we both grew, matured, and developed strong, life-lasting friendships, many of who just attended our son's wedding in North Carolina, and several are being honored here today. Whenever I speak publicly, I can't leave without sharing something I'm very passionate about, and that is encouraging screening of colorectal cancer. Sorry. My father died at 74 from colorectal cancer, and he was never screened. So I just encourage everybody to, be screened because it is a highly preventable and treatable disease with detection. And lastly, I certainly, you've seen the horrific devastation that has been occurring by Hurricane Helene to the south and to the mountains of North Carolina, which are very special to us because our sons graduated from App State University. So I'd ask if you could consider helping in any way that you can. Every dollar helps, and the mountains are definitely devastated. So thank you once again for this honor. Defiance College will always hold a special place in my heart.
I am now going to turn the mic over to Mark Miller, President of the Alumni Varsity D Board, to announce the Hall of Fame and Coaches of the Year recipients.
Okay, before I start, Ben, I'm going to go back to something you said about Coach Small. He was here when I was here too, great man. But I also want to give a shout out to his wife because, he was really good at coaching us in football and track and field and things like that. But his wife had to teach me how to play the piano. Right? So believe me, that was a lot tougher than the other, I'm telling you right now. And she did a heck of a job. So she's out there, I just had to say that about it. I was an elementary major, so she had to teach me how to be a music teacher. And that was tough. All right. Once again, I want to thank all of you for being here today. Defiance College has a long tradition of outstanding athletes and coaches. The official induction of our Hall of Famers today will be at halftime of today's football game. Before we recognize award recipients, I have a special recognition. Would Tiffany Selhorst please come forward? Tiffany is DC's athletic director, and she started her second year here at DC and has been instrumental in rebuilding the athletic programs and DC's return to NAIA. This past June, Defiance College lost another icon, and a lot of people, you know this person, Duane Scout Hocking. She passed away on June 15th. Scout's time at Defiance spanned from 1969 to 2002, and while at DC, she coached women's volleyball, basketball, and track and field. She provided leadership of the implementation of Title IX and started the women's athletic programs. For many years, she served as a member of the Alumni Varsity D Board, served with me on that committee a long time. DC's Female Athlete of the Year is named in her honor. She had a strong commitment to our athletic training program in the George M. Smart Athletic Center, and the room is named in her honor. In 1989, she was the first female to be inducted into the Defiance College Hall of Fame. In 2008, an endowed scholarship was created in her name. This is an important person, man, I'm telling you right now. She received the Distinguished Faculty Award in 2001, Professor Emerita upon retirement in 2002, and most recently was awarded the Silver Pilgrim Medal in 2021. She was a mentor, a role model, a leader, and dedicated to Defiance College. A plaque and picture will be placed near the Hohenberger Lounge, recognizing her dedication to DC. We're going to miss Duane on that committee, I'll tell you. She did a lot of good things for Defiance College. Bear with me as I find my spot here. Okay. We'll now recognize our Hall of Fame recipients and coaches of the year, and helping me present will be President Mankey. So here we are. At this time, would Anthony Pettaway please come forward? Anthony Pettaway is a Bowser graduate from Toledo, Ohio, a 2009 graduate from DC. He was on the men's basketball team and four-year letter winner for the Yellow Jackets. During Pettaway's 4 years, he earned recognition as an All-American, All-League selection 3 years, and All-Regional 2 years. He also served as captain of the team for 2 years. Currently, Anthony is a technology teacher, basketball trainer, and basketball coach. He also volunteers at the Believe Center Community Center. Anthony is married to Juanita Pettaway, and they have 3 children. Congratulations, Anthony.
Hello, testing. Hi, everybody. You guys look beautiful. My name is Anthony Pettaway. I started here in Defiance College in 2005. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. I was recruited by one of my favorite coaches, Mr. Miller, Coach Miller. And when I came here, I had no idea what to expect about college. All I knew is I wanted to go to school to play basketball. All right? So I technically put basketball in front of education, but I should have did it the other way around. But it turned out pretty good for me because I'm still in the basketball society. So just with that being said, I am very honored as a 37-year-old to receive a Hall of Fame honor. It's unbelievable when I got the phone call over the summer, and I'm like, I don't know, is it because I'm like start growing gray hairs or something? I'm getting a little older and wiser, I guess. But I got so many memories coming up here, just driving from Toledo this morning up to Defiance College. A lot of memories, a lot of good memories, good people. I've met so many people here throughout my time when I was here. Wonderful teammates, professors, people out in the community. And the one thing that did stick with me when I first got here, it was the quote of making a difference. So I always knew, like, my job is to make a difference. So wherever I've been, wherever I go, I always try to make a difference. And I try to do it righteously and positive. All right, so I started out here as an accounting major. That didn't work out. So I switched to business administration, and I am a business owner now. I help out athletes in the North Carolina area, and in the future I'm looking to expand my company and move around and coach, train, help out clinics, all that good stuff. I can't leave out my boy Mike Floyd over there. I've coached with Coach Floyd at Central Catholic. We go way back from Toledo, so I had to give him a shout out. And where is Brian Post at? That's my guy as well. Frank, we were all teammates. And yeah, I'm just ecstatic to be here. I want to see what the football team is like. Hopefully they get a win. And it's very nice to be in your presence as an NFL player. I remember back in the day there was a guy named Lucas Dillon that was very good at football that made it, almost made it to the NFL, but it's just great to see people come together and do well with themselves. And with that being said, I am an improv artist, so I did not write anything down. I just leave in my heart and my mind. But other than that, it's wonderful to be here in the presence of Defiance, Ohio.
Our next recipient is Fran Wahrman. Could you please come forward? Fran is a Bowling Green, Ohio and DC grad, Bowling Green native and DC grad from 1990, majoring in marketing and management with an economics minor. She continued her education at BGSU and received a master's degree in organizational development. While a Yellow Jacket, she was a 4-year letter winner in softball and dotted her name all over the team record books. As a member of the team, she received the Lady Jacket Pitching Award in 1987 and in 1989. She is the record holder for the lowest earned run average of all time, had 37 career wins, and is in the top 10 record holder in ERA, most innings pitched, most saves, and most wins. She received All-Conference 4 years, selected as Most Valuable Player 1 year, received All-League 4 years, and All-District 1 year. Fran resides in Hilliard, Ohio with her spouse Judy and is Vice President of Inclusion Manager at Huntington Bank. Congratulations, Fran.
Good morning. What an incredible honor it is to stand before you today as a proud inductee into the Athletic Hall of Fame for my contributions from 1987 to 1990. I really enjoyed my time as a Lady Jacket fast pitch softball pitcher. And believe it or not, I was 6 foot tall when I got here. I don't know. But this time is truly humbling, and I am thankful. And it really is one of the biggest achievements that I could have ever imagined. When I served on the ABD board back in 2001 to 2007 for 6 years, I really looked forward to meeting the other graduates that became ABD inductees. So this is pretty exciting to now be here. And I really want to thank my college coaches who are here today. Marty Litherland and Cindy Elliott, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this incredible program for 4 fantastic years. And that was 38 years ago. Cannot imagine that was the 10th. So thank you for being here today. I had the privilege of first meeting Coach Litherland when I was finishing my high school career. It was the very last game, I think, that we were playing in districts, and she came to Bowling Green, Ohio, and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about attending Defiance College?" And I was certainly not thinking about any school other than Bowling Green because my dad was a college professor there, and could have gone, believe it or not, tuition free for kids of college professors. And ended up starting my journey by coming to Defiance and checking out the campus. And it was after I came here the first day, I was just so incredibly impressed with the small campus and the small town feel, and just thought, oh wow, this would be great. How am I going to convince my parents that this is a good idea? But when we were, my mom was just telling me this last night, and I didn't know this, but apparently when we were coming home, Mom said that she and Dad had talked about things and knew that I wanted to come here, and were concerned because they knew that I wanted to major in marketing. And there's one marketing professor, one business professor. What happens if we don't get along or whatever? But it turned out terrific. Professor Jerry Hayes was my professor. Grant Learned was professor. And so I had most of my classes from these two business professors in the end. But it really worked out. And Mom said that her other worry was that maybe I would put softball before academics, and she said that Coach Litherland assured her that my academics would come first, which it did. So I appreciate my dear mom, Dr. Judy Wahrman, being here today with me, and certainly in my memory of my late father, Ralph Wahrman. So just wanted to just tell you a couple of fun little things. One, appreciating my mom back from, for those of you, and I know I've got many of baseball players here, March and April is not really an ideal time to be running around Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan at softball games. So I just want to say I'm very thankful for her dedication, my mom's dedication in particular, for coming out and weathering the storm in hand warmers and hats. And I would just like to also acknowledge my teammates for believing in me and the countless hours of practice time we had together. One of my former players, Cheryl Carussell Shell, was here, and there were many a times basically from August through the end of the year, lots of pitching and catching practices, and I believe the team rules that we had, which I brought out, I was telling my coaches yesterday that I was going through all of my Defiance College belongings, and for some reason I had 5 sets of team rules, even though I was in school for 4 years. Not sure exactly why I was the recipient of that, but she was certainly here, and I appreciate Julie and Brenda being here and acknowledging that we had a really good time with Florida spring training trips and such. So I would say that even though most folks would say I was not a natural athlete, that I hope that I made up for it with some grit and determination and good work ethic. And so wanted to mention that. So we were not the winningest team, but we had a lot of fun. And I just wanted to mention that as we were kind of going through some of the books also, that our 1987 team had the largest margin of victory in any game throughout throughout Defiance College's history. We won 33-1 against a team that I guess I'll let it remain nameless, but we beat them by 32 runs. And the 1989 team, we played the longest softball game ever at Defiance College, which was 15 innings against Wilmington. So that was kind of exciting. So I have a lot of really great memories, and I remember specifically things like weekly weigh-ins, and we'd have to meet up in front of Whitney Hall at 5:30 in the morning to run. It was very exciting. And for those that might be softball players today or recently, we didn't actually have a field. We had to go to the city park at Deal Park and play all of our home games. So we have come a long way in women's sports and at Defiance College. And I know a lot of that was through ABD donations and really thoughtful progress through the planning. So, all right, so I'll get to it. I was told specifically to keep it short, which I haven't done very well. So I do appreciate what all that softball instilled in me, particularly during my tenure here. And I really will be forever grateful for this opportunity that I had at Defiance College and all the friends that I made and the lessons that I learned. And it's really supported my career. So thank you all for listening and for being here today. Appreciate it.
All right, would Kirk Seeman please come forward? Kirk Seeman is a DC grad from 1990, and while at DC, he majored in accounting. Kirk played basketball for the Yellow Jackets and was a 4-year letter winner. He served as captain for 2 years, was most valuable player in 1990, and selected as Athlete of the Year that same year. During his career, he was the team steals leader, exceeded the 1,000 career points with 1,183, and was third in assists. Additionally, he was selected the Purple and Gold Tournament Mr. Hustle. He also played tennis at DC his senior year. Currently, he is the Chief Financial Officer at Prasco in Loveland, Ohio. Kirk lives in Loveland, Ohio with his wife Carla, a 1988 DC grad, and they have 2 children. Congratulations, Kirk.
Well, I've done a lot of speeches and a lot of talks in front of people, and definitely not going to be, this is going to be the most difficult. And I think it's most difficult because it means so much to me. I mean, the school, everything about Defiance College and so many memories. It's just the great memories and the great things that have happened to me here. I want to go through a few of them. When I was playing, we would, Tim Whetstone, I saw him here. We would take these terrible, Anthony, I don't know if you rode in those white vans. You probably had nicer vans by the time you played, but we had these white vans, and we had Tim Whetstone driving about 95 miles an hour behind on all these country roads in Ohio. And we would get to the gym on every away game. And we'd get to the gym, and me and my teammates would walk through the gym to get to the locker room. And every game, I'm gonna try, Kim, not to break down, but every game my parents, would be there waiting before we would even get there. Tim couldn't beat him, he'd try. Yeah, I mean, we were car sick. No wonder we lost some of those away games. It was awful. But every game they would be there, them and about 6 to 8 of their friends would always be there waiting for us. And I would get there and I'd be like, first year I was a freshman, I had all these people. I'd be like, Mom and Dad, you can't get here before we get here. I said, this is making me look bad. And then about 10 games in, and it was one of the most special things to me. They never missed any games, but getting into, the teammates, just such great teammates. I remember when I committed to Defiance College, we didn't have Twitter or we didn't have Instagram, anything like that. So I had to wait till the Northwest Signal came out. And so I was waiting for the paper to get to the house so I could see if they wrote anything up when I committed. And I get the Northwest Signal, open up the sports page, and I see my picture in there. And then next to my picture were 2 of my most hated high school villains, I call them. They were from Ottawa Glandorf, Terry Wahrman and Keith Wishmeyer. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Couldn't stand them in high school. Could not stand them. And I can say it today because they literally became 2 of my best friends. And, I kind of realized why I couldn't stand them in high school is because we could never beat them. We tried, and once I became teammates with them, I really understood that how good of players they really were. I didn't want to give him any recognition in high school, but when you got here, and it's a little bit of what Defiance does to you. You become a family. I lived with Terry and Keith for 4 years, and it was great. I also here at Defiance College got the privilege to play with two of my high school teammates, Doug Prigge and Dennis Bosselman. Both great players, but better people. It was, the thing about it is, as good as they were and as fun as it was to play with them, coming from a small community around the Defiance area, we would literally pack the house with Patrick Henry fans at our Defiance College games. It was just great. We would walk into the gym, and Doug and Dennis and I, we would be like, it's like a home Patrick Henry game. And it was so great. And I remember it was our sophomore year. We went all the way down to Rio Grande, which I believe is like 4.5 hours from here. And Doug and Dennis and I, and we're playing for the District 22 championship. And we walk in, and there's like 50 or 60 PA fans. And it's just things like that when you get that community feel to everything. And that's what I think Defiance does. And it really feels great. But you can have all the great players, and we talk about it, and I believe I played with 3 current Hall of Fame players today. You got all those great players, but unless you have great coaches, you don't have much. And I'll tell you what, we had some great coaches. I see Coach Retcher's here. He, the silent assassin. He was one that didn't say much, but boy, if you got on his wrong side, it was not going to be pretty. He would stay quiet until you did something wrong and he wasn't happy, but defensively, he was the stalwart. He knew everything about that. Coach Martin, just a great man, knew the game of basketball very well. And then, of course, I got to play for Coach Holmberger. And I would say after my first year, I would have never said this about Coach Holmberger, but he really made me who I am today. There was nobody outside of my dad. Outside of my dad that got on me more than Coach Holmberger. So after that first year, I tell you, I wanted to leave, and I went home, and I was like, I can't take this, man. This guy is on me every day, every practice, every game. And my mom and dad were like, no, that's fine. That's the way it is. He's going to make you better. And so after that first year, and I remember, Coach Holmberger had a great way of, and Jerry's back there, he knows some of these, but he would come in the locker room so mad at halftime. I mean, we could be up 20 or down 20. It didn't matter. Coach Holmberger would come in, he would find something to be yelling at. And he would always, he never picked on Dennis Bosselman, All-American. Of course, he didn't pick on him. Doug Prigge, Lug Prigge, and Jimmy Harris, of course, Golden Child. And Terry Wahrman, he, God forbid anybody yell at Terry. So he found me. So I was his whipping boy, which to this day I love the fact that I was. But he came in the locker room. We were down. I don't know how many we were down, but he came in, he was so mad. And we knew what was coming. And he's going around, and he probably told Boss how well he was playing, told Prigge how great he was playing. Then he gets to me, and he comes over, he gets in my face, and he's like, Seeman, Casper milk on toast out there. And we're all looking, we have to put our heads down, because when he does this, Coach Rutter, I'm sorry, but we did laugh. And we tried not to, but we did laugh. And we're all thinking. And so he turns around, and I'm kind of looking at my teammates, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, I don't know. So we go out, we start doing layups again to get warmed up for the second half. I'm like, asking my team, I was like, what does Casper milk on toast mean? And then so later, we looked it up. And like always, Coach Holmberger was correct, because I probably had 0 points, 0 rebounds, no assists, no steals. So I probably didn't do anything. Well, I guess you guys may know this, but I didn't know this. But if you put Casper milk, which I don't know what that is, you put it on toast, it disappears. It can't be found, it's invisible. So essentially, he was telling me the whole first half, I was nowhere to be found. So, as always, he knew exactly what he was talking about. We had no clue what he was talking about, but he had it. And but there's a reason he's a Hall of Fame coach, and I respect the heck out of him. Great man. But with all that, that's not the best thing that happened to me at Defiance. As he had mentioned, I met my beautiful wife here at Defiance College. And actually, she kept stats. So my stats on paper were probably a little bit better than my stats on the floor. But I still want, you can't take it away, right? I want to make sure of that. So yeah, but I met my wife here, which I did not forget. As of tomorrow, 34 years of marriage. I don't have a present, but I didn't forget. So, and then gave me two wonderful boys. Both of them still to this day. I mean, I give them a lot of credit. They all had to watch my VCR tapes and listen to how well I thought I was in my head. But they still believe to this day that they're better basketball players than I am. And they may be average more points in college than I did. They may be more athletic, but you cannot say this. So, with that, I want to thank the committee, all my teammates, all my coaches that really, they made me who I am. Thank you so much, it means a lot.
So the silent assassin, huh, Marv? Yeah? Yeah, Marv Retcher was the silent assassin in 1968 when I watched him tear apart Archibald back in the tournament at Bryan High School. I'll never forget that. The only reason I'm talking about Marv is because he served on the Alumni Varsity D Committee for 75 years. And I appreciate it. All right. At this time, would Terry Seikel please come up? Now we get something from my ear. Here we go. Okay, Terry is a DC grad, 1979. Participated in DC's wrestling team as a 4-year letterman and as an NAIA national qualifier for all 4 years. He placed first in the HBCC 3 years in a row and third his senior year. He also made it to the District 3 all 4 years. During his senior year, he was named co-captain. While at DC, he was the recipient of the Gene Guerin Outstanding Athlete Award, received a scholarship from Libby Owens Ford Company to attend the National Leadership Institute, and received the Wall Street Journal Student Achievement Award. Also, Terry was very active on campus, participating on the Student Body Community Court Judicial Board, a member of the Alpha Chi Honorary Society, and serving as treasurer and president, the business manager of college's newspaper, The Defender, a member of the Tau Pi Phi National Business Honor Society, and also serving as vice president, a junior achievement advisor, and he was a member of the Teak fraternity for all 4 years. Terry's retired, and he and his wife, Gail, have 3 children. Congratulations, Terry.
Thank you. Good morning. It's certainly an honor to be here in front of all of you today as a recipient or an inductee into the Defiance College Athletic Hall of Fame. Thank you to the Alumni Varsity D for inducting me as a Hall of Fame member. I view this as the final highlight to my athletic career, which ended a long time ago. But the memories never end. I remember starting wrestling in 6th grade at Immaculate Heart of Mary School. My grade school coach, Mr. Nelson, suggested that I may try wrestling because at 62 pounds, I wasn't really excelling in football or track. In fact, I clearly remember him yelling at me, "Seikel, you're slower than my grandma, and she's 6 feet under." Mr. Nelson was a tough guy, but a good coach and a great man. I went on to have a very successful grade school wrestling career, followed by a fairly successful high school career. My senior year in high school, I was contacted by some guy from Defiance College named Clint Dix, who happened to be the wrestling coach. Make a long story short, Clint recruited me and coached me for the 4 years that I wrestled at Defiance College. Clint was a great coach, a great person, and a friend, but he was a tough guy, and that was good because he made us tough. Clint had certain strategies to toughen us up. For example, besides the extensive workouts and training, he made us wear these outfits to our matches. Oh my God. How could we not be tough? We were called the Purple Gang. And we were proud of it. Thank you to Clint and all my Purple Gang teammates over the years. Without them, I certainly wouldn't be here today. And thanks to my mom and dad, who are no longer with us, but say problem, Kirk. We're always my biggest fans. My wife Gail's with me here today, somewhere. Hey, Gail. And by the way, I think tomorrow's our 40-something anniversary. Today. Gail made many trips from Akron, Ohio to watch the Purple Gang and to cheer me on. So thank you, Gail. And thanks to all the professors, administrators, coaches, fellow students, and fellow athletes at Defiance College, because without them, I certainly would have had the great experience that I had at Defiance College. I have great memories of my time at Defiance College and as a member of the Purple Gang, and I'm happy to be an alumnus of Defiance College, and now a member of the Athletic Hall of Fame. So thank you very much.
Emili McCluer, please come forward. Emili is a 1997 graduate of Defiance College and a stellar basketball player for the women's basketball team. Emili was a 4-year letter winner for the Yellow Jackets and part of the team that made 4 NCAA tournament appearances, with appearances to the Elite Eight 3 times. She was second in all-time career assists, selected as first and second team all-conference, and joined the 1,000-point club with 1,074 points. Her individual seasons and career records are numerous, and she also was named MVP in 3 tournaments, awarded the Co-Athlete of the Year during the 24th Annual Purple and Gold Tournament, and chosen for the Association of Mid-East College All-Tournament Team and Most Valuable Player 3 times. Emili was also a 4-year letter winner on the cross-country team and received all-conference 2 years and was a conference champion 1 year. Emili has 2 children and lives in Englewood, Ohio. Congratulations, Emili.
Bear with me, I am not a good public speaker, so what an honor. I feel really blessed. This is definitely the highlight of my career, and I appreciate being chosen. It's bittersweet, though. I know that they're my 2 biggest fans would be front and center, and they're my parents, and they're no longer here. So it's a pretty hard day for me today. I know I wouldn't be standing here without the incredibly talented women that I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by. and of course the mentors and the coaches, Coach Elliott and Litherland and Palumbo and Rutter, and of course mentor Scout. Memories that I have, of course, I don't think I had a first name my first year, my freshman year. Coach Elliott, she pushed me to the limit and got me to where I needed to be. She was a tough one, so I do miss that. Yeah, I basically, the Defiance mission statement, I really took that to heart. Because it's such a small college, there was a lot of support. And, you know, with to know, to understand, to lead, and to serve, I ended up serving in the military. And it really pushed me into, you know, serving and giving back, and made me a leader. And now I'm an occupational therapist at the Dayton VA Medical Center. And I work with a lot of the veterans, and a lot of things that I've learned, personal skills and just overall understanding of people and to push myself is through Defiance College. And then lastly, I'd like to thank my daughter for making the trek here, and who's paving her own way athletically and academically as well. And then unfortunately my son, he cannot be here because he's serving himself in the Air Force, and he's overseas. So I really appreciate, and I'm very honored. Thank you.
Our next recipient is not a stranger to Defiance College or Northwest Ohio. Would Coach Rutter please come on up? Coach Craig Rutter, or Rut as many refer to him, began his career at Defiance College in 1983 as Associate Professor of Exercise Science and head baseball coach, and held that position until 2001. He then accepted the Director of Service Learning position, and for 6 years he served as the Assistant Director of Athletics for Student Athlete Engagement. From 1998 to 2016, he coordinated and participated in 28 service missions to Jamaica. In the fall of 2000, he took a sabbatical from DC and returned to Jamaica to teach physical education and guidance class at Marymount High School. Through his work and passion at Marymount High School, he initiated and developed the International Student Service Leadership Scholarship, enabling 24 Jamaican students to continue their studies at DC. His success on the baseball field also didn't go unnoticed. Craig was active chairing the American Baseball Coaches Association Editorial Committee 12 years, served as the editor of the Coaching Digest and member of the NCAA Baseball Rules Committee. On the baseball field, the team was the 1995 Association of Midwest Colleges champion, and Coach Rutter received the Association of Mid-East College Coach of the Year. He also received the Coach of the Year in 1985 from the HBCC. Coach Rutter would tell you his teams would not shy away from competition. Against NCAA Division I BGSU baseball team, DC beat him 3 times, and they beat Toledo once. His overall record at DC is 286, 353, and 5. His recognition does not stop there. In 2002, the Alumni Baseball Field was named Craig A. Rutter Field. Craig retired from DC in 2018 and was granted Professor Emeritus status at commencement. After retirement, he became the Director of Athletics at Tenora High School, and in his spare time was the head girls softball coach. He now is retired and lives with his wife Gail in Defiance. They have 3 grown daughters, 2 are DC grads, and 7 grandchildren. Congratulations, Coach Rutter.
Okay, first of all, show of hands. How many of you, when you saw me come up here, looked at your watch? See your hands. my family. How long is he gonna talk? Okay. Now, we were supposed to be held to 5 minutes, right? Nobody's been up here 5 minutes. Oh, I don't think so. I'm sorry, but I don't think so. I'll keep this short. But a few things came to mind. I hadn't seen what was written about me, but I saw Rut, and I really think that started here. And it was a big thing started with Stoney and I. Whenever we would leave, you know, I love to shake hands. I'm a handshaker, I'm a hugger. And I would shake Stoney's hand, and I say, I don't know how it started, Tim, but it was like, if you see anybody I know, tell them Rut says hi. Okay. So a couple years ago, Coach Woodley comes back from Florida with the baseball team, and I'm always wondering, you know, how it went and all this. He goes, hey, I got something for you. He said, we're down in Fort Myers, and a guy sees Defiance is playing. He wanted to know if that was Defiance College in Ohio. I said, yes, it is. He said, you know Coach Rutter? He says, I sure do. And by the way, he says hi. And the guy just looks at him and goes, and they had a big laugh over it. But yeah, that actually happened. You that know me know what this place means to me. This is a second home. If I wasn't teaching, if I wasn't in my office, Gail knew I was out at the baseball field. And she would come out and she would bring McDonald's or something. We'd sit in the dugout and talk about life. And my daughters helped at the baseball field. Brookie was, let's do this while I'm thinking about it. My wife, Gail, please stand up, sweetheart. Okay. Our wedding anniversary is today, so, no, I'm just kidding. That seemed to be what I was supposed to say. And two of my three daughters and their families are here. Kids, stand up real quick. I want everybody to see how beautiful you all are. And, okay, love you all. Elliot, stay standing. Yeah, I don't have any sons. My sons I had in the spring. All you guys are here that played for you. You're my boys. You know that. And Gail would bring you cookies and brownies, and she loved you like boys. That's my boy. Okay. And when he was born, I was in Toledo. I hustled to get back in time, and I missed him like 15 minutes. But I get in there, and they hand him to me, and she waited to tell us what his name. We knew it was Elliot, but I thought it was going to be Elliot Thomas Horn. For his dad, she goes, his name's going to be Elliot Rutter Horn. Oh, I mean, you know, crying like a baby. So that's my boy. Love you, man. And he's only a freshman. He's almost like 6'4" now already. Jeez, loving this. And I've got so many, my brother, this is my youngest, my baby brother, and his wife, Sherry. And they were here today. Carrie and Ann were here last night. Chris is at Heidelberg because his granddaughter's boyfriend plays for Heidelberg for whatever reason. And then they had football last night. But I know he's here in spirit. But this is Kirk, and he's always going to be the baby brother. But we love him to death, and his wife Sherry, and my brother Keith. Stand up, Keith. They're not going to believe how tall you are. Stand up, Keith. Okay, this is Keith. Now I don't know if any of you ever saw the Oprah Winfrey thing that we did? Gosh, Gail's looking at me already. I'm getting the look from Gail already. We're going too long. I haven't seen this yet, but she gave me the look. Anyway, Keith was the cameraman on that show. If you happen to see that, if you didn't, I've got a video of it. Just call me sometime. I'll show it to you. It's really fun. You know, you can't watch it without tearing up. I've seen it 100 times. I cry every time, and just smiles like, what a good thing. This is so nice. And we've been friends ever since. But the last person I want to recognize is my dad. That's my dad. He chuckles. Okay, this is my dad, John. 93 years old, lives by himself, still in the house that I grew up in. Mom, God love her, passed in 2018. She would have been here. She's my biggest fan, and But I've been told by many people that I'm deserving of this. You know, that's so many people. Yeah, you know, I know it's funny, isn't it? Like, I mean, come on, you heard the bio. What did I do? Okay. I came to work every day with a smile on my face and a hand extended, ready to shake somebody's hand or give a hug. I mean, that's what I did every day for 36 years. That's what my dad did at LOF Ford Glass Company as a glass cutter for 30 years in Rossford, Ohio. Every day, got up, went to work, put food on the table for me and my brothers, and everything he did for us. He never had this. He never had a special day. So, Dad, I am sharing today with you. This is your special day. I want to congratulate Terry and Fran and Anthony and Emili and Kirk. You know, we're in a very special group right now. This is a class of 2024, and we will be together forever. Nobody can separate us. We're a very special fraternity together, and I love you all. What's so much fun is I met Terry last night for the first. What a nice guy. Wish I'd known you earlier, but I've seen the rest of them all play. They were here when I was here. So many of the coaches of the year I coached them, I watched them. You know, it's family. But I tell you, Marty and Stoney can tell you about my interview, 42 years ago, when I don't think they believed it, because that was me. They saw me, because I wasn't lying about how much I love a college town. And I've always loved Defiance College. And when I would barbecue for Porta Pit in the summer to try to earn money, if I was coming back through to Edgerton on 15 or 66 or 24, I would get off purposely to drive the truck with the big trailer on the back around the campus, and sometimes I would stop just to take a walk around the campus because I loved it so much. I'm interviewing for a job and I'm telling them that, and they're going, yeah, right. Some people will say anything to get a job. It's true, isn't it? It's true. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. It's true. And now I'm here after this time, and I am so deeply honored, appreciative of Defiance College. They helped me pursue my dreams. They helped me expand my horizons, things I never thought I could do. Defiance College saw something in me and pushed me. And so I was able to do many things here at Defiance College that were life-changing. The first girl out of 24 that I helped get a scholarship here in Defiance was here last night, Camille. She was number one. And we didn't have a scholarship, but President Wood at that time thought of a way and allowed me to earn the money. And we raised the money, started an international scholarship for, and I wanted it to be for Marymount students. I wanted it to be for a woman. I wanted to give the scholarship to a woman because in Jamaica they were so held down. They were suppressed by the men. And I was so unbelievably impressed with these young ladies, how smart they were, how mature they were, how beautiful they were, and they just needed a chance. And Camille was my first one. And she and her husband flew in from Florida. They're both attorneys working together, doing extremely well. And it's because of Defiance College. It's not because of me. It's because Defiance College gave me that opportunity to do that. And I don't know if you can get that anywhere else. But it's been so incredibly important to me. There's the alumni office, Sherry, gosh, you know I love you. And John and Sally, they've worked so hard on this. Sherry, you worked so hard on this. The alumni office, the Alumni Varsity D, the Hall of Fame committee, anybody who nominated me or sent, I saw so many kind letters and emails of support. I'm eternally grateful. This is a tremendous honor to be a member of this exclusive family. And I thank you very much.
timed at 5:05. We're not sure he can keep the plaque. Didn't hear it. We now recognize our coaches of the year. The Alumni Varsity D, made up of former athletes and the coaches from Defiance College, annually recognize alums who are coaching at the varsity level and have an outstanding season in the immediate past sports year. Would Jerry Kiefer please come forward? Jerry, class of 1988. Jerry's being recognized for his outstanding season as the head coach for the Evergreen Vikings. Jerry coached 34 years at Evergreen and has 427 wins. His team competed in 16 sectionals, won 4 district titles, appeared in 4 regionals, and 1 regional was canceled because of COVID, and he had a good team that year, man. I wish I'd have seen how that ended, Jerry. Congratulations.
The wins that you have, it looks nice on a plaque, but it's the experience of all those wins that makes a career, and that's what I live for, just those memories. The only thing that I can tell you is that I was told that our first official date was today. It was Kirk and Carla's wedding.
Tim Held, come on up here. Tim is a class of 1996 and is being recognized for his outstanding season as head baseball coach at Cincinnati Moeller High School. Talk about a juggernaut, oh my gosh. In 2024, the Moeller Crusaders entered the season as the defending state champions after going 31-3 in 2023. The 2024 Crusaders returned a number of pitchers, but only one starter in the field. With a lot of question marks in the field and batting order, they went out and set a school record by winning their first 24 games of the season, surpassing the school record of wins to start a season, which was previously 11. In the process, they went 9-0 in the GCL to win the school's 32nd GCL title, 16th city championship, and 8th state poll. I don't know if you understand how tough that is to win the state poll 8 times. That's just crazy. I mean, that is awesome. They finished the season 29-3 and regional runner-up, falling to eventual state champs Mason. Coach Held was also won his 400th game in his career. Congratulations, Tim. Mike Weaver, coming up here. Mike Weaver, a 1998 graduate, is being recognized for his 27-4 record as head coach of the Olin Tangi Berlin baseball team and 14-1 OCC Cardinal champs. The team ranked 4th in Division I Final Coaches Poll and were district and regional champs. In the Division I Final Four, they lost to Twinsburg. Mike was named OCC Coach of the Year, Division I Central District Coach of the Year, and the Columbus Dispatch All-Metro Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Mike. Matt King, please come forward. Okay. Matt King, 2010, is being recognized as the head football coach at Valley View High School. The team had a 13-2 regular season record and 7-1 in the Southwestern Buckeye League. The team appeared in the Division V Final Four, where they played Liberty Center, Regional 20 champions. Matt received the Miami Valley Coaches Association Coach of the Year in Division V and had several players receive recognition. Congratulations, Matt. He could not be here today. Thank you. Is Eric Sprague here? Eric Sprague, class of 2005. Eric's in his second season as head baseball coach at Napoleon High School. Napoleon Wildcats finished the season with 22 wins, which is a school record. They were the Northern Lakes League runner-up, 2023-24 Henry County champions, 2024 district champions, second time they ever had that title at Napoleon. 2024 regional runner-up, the deepest tournament run they've ever had at Napoleon High School in baseball history, and Eric was named the Crescent News Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Eric. Adam Hall. All right, I'm going to read a little bit about Adam anyhow. Adam Hall was a 2014 grad. He's being recognized for his overall record of 13-1 as head coach of the football team at Ansonia High School. His team was the second undefeated regular season team in school history. They were the Western Buckeye Athletic Conference champions for the second year in a row, Region 28 runners-up for the second time in school history, and Adam was named the Conference Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Adam Hall. Joe Frank, come on up here. I know he's here. Joe's a 1983 graduate of Defiance College, and I had to guard him in high school. Couldn't guard him. 1983, recognized for outstanding season as head coach at Archbold High School. Joe's season finished with the team record of 22-3. The team was named the NWL co-champs, 7-1, sectional champs, district runner-up, ranked number 10 in the Associated Press poll for Division III, and had 11-game and 7-game winning streaks during the season. Joe has been varsity coach for 6 years and holds a team record of 111-36. Since coaching the team, he has received 3 NWAL titles, 5 sectional titles, and 1 district title. And I will tell you this, Joe's been the head coach for 6 years, but he's been coaching there for 40 years. Congratulations, Joe. I wasn't kidding about guarding him in high school. He looks a lot younger than me, but I did have to guard him, and he could play. All right. At this time, we'd like to recognize 2 championship teams. Would members of the 2004 Women's HCAC Championship Softball Team and the 2013-14 HCAC Conference Champion Volleyball Team please stand? Congratulations. I know you're not all here yet, and some of you are going to be coming later, but we really appreciate you coming tonight, and congratulations on all your success. And we hope you have a great weekend here, getting back together. I mean, how much fun is it to get back with friends? You know, the one thing I noticed, a lot of people said, is how important it was when their parents came here to DC to watch them play. And, you know, same way I felt when I played here. It's such a close family, and I'll never regret coming here to play, and I always thank Mike Snyder for, you know, recruiting me here to play football, and I played some baseball for him here also. Okay, a couple more things. At this time, anybody, including our new Hall of Fame members, I want all the Hall of Fame members to please stand at this time. Anybody that's in the Defiance College Hall of Fame, please stand up. Congratulations to you, and we are very proud of you, okay? One more thing I'd like to say about Alumni Varsity D while I've got you here, okay? We have a small committee. We don't meet very often, but I want you to remember this. Every cent that we raise for Alumni Varsity D goes back to Defiance College Athletics, every cent. And if you want to see some of the things that we've done here just recently, if you go into the football weight room down there, we redid that just last year. We put a lot of money into that. It's beautiful. And right now we're in the process of changing over some locker rooms, making some nice new locker rooms here in this building. No, next door in that building, in the Wiener Center. So, when you get that pamphlet in the mail, Alumni Varsity D, you get a chance to belong to Alumni Varsity D, send us a couple of bucks. It really helps, and it goes right back into our athletic program. We also have a golf outing. It's Father's Day weekend every year in June. Okay, that's the way to remember it. And if you can get a foursome, get some guys back that we'd love to see some new blood come on in. And that's how we raise most of our money. That's our biggest fundraiser during that golf outing. And if you can't make the golf outing, you can be a whole sponsor. Okay? We're just, we're trying to get back. And this is what I always say. When I was here in 1978 to 1981, I had no clue about Alumni Varsity D. But there were people at that time giving money so that I could play. Okay? Now it's our turn. We're alumni athletes. It's our turn. So let's, please help us with Alumni Varsity. I appreciate that. Okay, now I've got to say this one twice because I've been told to by Sally. Okay? At 5 minutes to go at halftime today, there's going to be an announcement made. And we need all of the Hall of Fame members to come down to the field with 5 minutes to go before halftime. Okay, so I'm going to say it one more time. With 5 minutes to go before halftime, all the Hall of Fame members will be called down to the field, and that's where you're actually going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
So, rally around me. Okay?
Yeah, look for John.
It's just we got to get you on quickly.
Look for John. Hey, Anthony, could you stand beside John so we can find him? Yeah.
What about your shoulders?
All right, hey, I want to thank all of you for coming out today. This is great. We had a great night last night. We had a lot of people here. It's going to be a big crowd, and DC is going to get a win today. We're going to beat Manchester. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.